Well, Don, a couple of weeks ago you talked about taking a cautious approach at the trade deadline. Trade deadline comes and it seems it was aggressive in terms of trading core players in this roster. When did that frame of mind change?
Well, it's usually driven by how aggressive other teams are going to be in making adjustments on their own team, and then relative to where your team sits. And it's unfortunate that we haven't played to the level I thought we were capable of playing. And we took an honest approach, over the last, really 5 or 6 days in particular. I mean, most of the calls happen for months at times, leading up to the deadline, and then it's a fury in terms of what happened today. We didn't start the day thinking we were moving every player. It was more driven by where other teams were at and how aggressive they were going to be, and then what that looks like for us, being target specific on some of the players that we feel are going to help our club moving forward.
And also a couple of weeks ago you talked about you wanted Brad Marchand to be a lifelong Bruin, didn't work out that way. Where was the disconnect?
Again, just couldn't come to agreement on the contract, and have to be respectful of what Brad feels his market value is, and I'm sure he respects to some degree, I think, what our position was. But the ultimate goal was always to make sure that we gave Brad a chance to be that lifelong Bruin. And it's okay. It's sad. It's emotional. Having gone through it myself, I understand the emotions, but we want to make sure we gave him that opportunity, and then he makes the best decision for Brad and his family. And I hope he's making that, because I think the world of him as a person and a player, and what he's done for the organization is up with the greatest.
18 games left in the regular season. What's the message to the existing roster, particularly Charlie McAvoy and David Pastrnak?
Yeah, they know this is a hard day. These are close friends of theirs and teammates that they've gone through some battles and had a lot of success. Haven't reached the ultimate goal, got awfully close to it, believed in each other, and now it's sort of like Band-Aid's been ripped off, and there's an emotional there's some baggage associated with that. So they have to get excited about the guys that they once were in joining a roster and pick them up, while albeit leading. And I think that's been the overriding message is they're going to lead, because that's what the great players that they learned from did, and they want to make sure they do the same.
How did today help set the Bruins up for success in the future?
Well, I think we addressed some needs. Obviously we had spending a lot of draft capital, so we tried to address that without just accumulating picks, and then we're trying to figure it out from there. We took a hard look at some of the players and areas that we could improve our hockey club now and moving forward. And now we get to evaluate that. Obviously getting Casey in and acclimated, and Marek Kostadinov, maybe him a little more opportunity. Henry Arju, we've seen an awful lot. So again, I can go through, as I referenced, Fraser Minton has a lot of the same qualities as Charlie Coyle, and that's a huge compliment, because Charlie is a great person and a tremendous Bruin. So we were trying to be target specific with some of the deals that were being presented that says, okay, we're going to move this thing right along as quickly as we can, but we also had that an eye towards the future.
Last question for you. You go to TD Garden, you look up in the stands, you see people wearing Brad Marchand jerseys, Charlie Coyle jerseys, Brandon Carlo jerseys. What's the message to the fans after today?
Yeah, I mean, it's disappointing because the emotional roller coaster that you put a fan through when when an iconic player in Brad's case, and just great community people and players in Brandon and Charlie and all the things they've done. So it's no different than there's still the Cam Neely and Ray Borks, and I think that's the overriding message is we have to get it right. We have a great group of guys to continue to build around and press, because we're going to be competitive. Like that's the mantra of the organization, and we're going to get right back on track.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.